This is Giants Corner, hosted by yours truly, Hall of Fame worthy. Like I always start off and say, I'm not an analyst or anything like that. I just love my New York Giants. And since I love my New York Giants, let's talk about it. Listen, man, week 4, we get our first win. Jackson Dart's first start, I told y'all, he would get his first win, regular season win ever versus the Chargers. I said that he would beat the Chargers. Didn't know it was a good game. The defense held it down. I'm gonna start with the defense. Spider Burns, Tibbs, Abdul Carter, man. Abdul Carter, man. Even though Dexter Lawrence got his first interception ever, took it back to the house, almost took it back to the house. It was amazing to see them play like that. Tibbs get a sack. Brian Burns got a sack in the clutch when it was needed. Spider Burns got a sack when it was absolutely needed. The defense came through. The defense really came through. I'm bummed out that Scatterboo didn't get a touchdown, but he did get a 2-point conversion and he had one hell of a backflip. Shout out to Scatterboo. Like I had to jump there, but we still talking about the defense. Phillips was making plays out there. The whole defense really was making plays. I like the week before, the back end of the defense, they was looking a little suspect, but they, trust me, they're playing good. I even saw Dante Banks returning kicks. Big shout out to Banks. He looked good on like a couple of, he made it interesting with those returns. The defense is holding it down. Our defensive line, that game, Abdul Carter, Tibbs, and Brian Spider Burns, 20 pressures. They touched Justin Herbert. They touched him up. He was throwing interceptions. They was undefeated coming in. Everybody picked the Chargers to beat us. And we beat them. We came through and we won. Everybody, except for us Giants fans, everybody picked. Who? The Chargers. And the Chargers end up getting that BTA. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the biggest story here, Jackson Dart's first start. 17, he was what, 13 out of 20. Missed 7 passes. He had 2 touchdowns, one in the air to Theo Johnson. That wasn't the first one, that was the second one, and the one he rushed in. The one he rushed in was Scatterboo, got that block on the middle linebacker. I cried because it just showed a spark. And I shared the picture. I cried, and I honestly did. I'm a real fan. I got it tatted right here. I don't know if y'all can see it. I got it tatted, and I've been had this tat. So I'm a real fan. I named my son Eli Manning. I'm a real fan, you know? And it just like signified that, and I'll be the first one to say, I didn't think Jackson Dart was that good. I didn't understand until I watched him. And he's our quarterback now. I've been said I was gonna back him, but at first, I didn't know how he played. That guy's tough. Jackson Dart is tough. And my mistake, guys. But I told y'all from the start of the season, I was gonna back him regardless. Since we drafted him. But ever since I started watching him, and then in preseason, I went to the Jets versus Giants game. He's amazing. He's tough. He plays with heart. Coach made a good decision. The GM made a good decision drafting him. It just feels good having a kicker that can kick the ball instead of a punter that, you know, could miss the field goal. We need a real kicker. We got 2. The other one, I guess, I forgot his name. I'm not sure of his name, but I know we signed Cool, and he ended up beating Cool out. So he must be better than Cool. So I'll get his name next time. That's my fault, but the big story is Jackson Dart went and beat the undefeated Chargers. They're undefeated no more. Now we got to go down to NO. We got to go down to NO and get this dub versus a winless. I think they don't even have a win. They 0-4. Now we cannot go down there and lose to them. All right, the defense is gonna play solid. Jackson Dart's gonna play solid. I know Scatterboo gonna show up and knock some heads around. So it's time for people to step up. Big shout out to Malik Neighbors. You know, I hate to see him go down like he went down, but he's gonna come back next year stronger, I'm telling you. So big shout out to Neighbors. Well, hopefully speedy recovery. You'll get back soon. Wandell steps up. You know, Slayton, start earning your money. You know, you've done it before. Do it again. Be the top receiver for us again. Hayat, where you at? You gonna step up. You said you was gonna step up. You had a talk with Neighbors. You gonna step up. So Hayat, come. Keep the ball in your hand. When it comes down, catch the ball. Catch the ball, Hayat. We got faith in you. You a speedster. We've seen your speed. We gotta see your hands. We have to see your hands like it's the police. Let us see your hands. All right? And a couple of other wide receivers gotta step up. If not this week, next week, I think they bring in another wide receiver, and I'm praying that it's Odell. I know y'all say he ain't got a lot left, and I know, but I'm saying give him a chance. Let's see, like the fan said, like one Giants fan said, kick the tires and see what he has left. That's what we gotta do if these wide receivers don't step up, because we're gonna need somebody to replace Neighbors, whether it's in-house or we gotta go get somebody to get, yes. That defense though, big shout out to the defense. I told you I was gonna make this one short and sweet. Big shout out to the defense. Coach, I love the play calling. Now the playbook opens up so much more. Now that you got Dart in there, Russell Wilson, you did your thing. But I'm sorry, Jackson Dart, he stepped in. Hopefully he goes down and gets this dub. Big shout out to the whole Giants team. And our new nickname for Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo, the winner is, you guessed it, Arm & Hammer. So that's what we rolling with. So when I say Arm & Hammer, you know I'm talking about Cam Scatterboo. Excuse me, I'm talking about Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo, because Jackson Dart's the arm, Scatterboo's the hammer. With that being said, you know, big shout out to Coach. Big shout out to the defense. The defensive coordinator was looking but the defense is starting to step up, and it's starting with that D-line. So big shout out to the whole Giants. Let's go down and get this dub. And big shout out to all the fans. All right? I love my New York Giants. This is Giants Corner. Peace.